Hey everyone, it's Andy here from the Art Lab. Today I'm going to be creating a panel where I want to create a whole lot of divots. So I got this off Temu, this divot ball. I did actually think it was going to hook up to my grinder, and that's obviously a lot more powerful than this pretty cheap Black & Decker battery operated tool, which is probably about 4 or 5 years old. So I'm going to give it a go with this. If this doesn't work, I do actually have a plug-in drill, so I might give that a go. If that fails, then I need to probably look for an adapter where I can hook this up to my grinder. Anyway, we'll kick in. The whole purpose really is I want to create these kind of divots everywhere across this wood, and that should give a pretty cool effect to then cover this in resin. So without further ado, let's get making some holes. My wife really hates it when I create sawdust, and unfortunately with these power carving videos you do end up creating a lot. Need to have a look in the future to see if I can create some sort of sanding tent when I can keep the sawdust contained. Otherwise I'm kind of doing it outside and hoping that the sawdust doesn't go everywhere in the garage. However, when you get a little bit of wind up, it does blow all around the outside of the house, so I don't think you can win either way. Okay, so I'm finding it's actually quite hard. The ball kind of tries to rush away from you, so I don't think going straight down is going to create the effect I need, so it needs to go on the side. But of course with that turning motion, it just means it kind of drags away, so I'll just keep going and hopefully I can try to get the effect a bit better. So one thing I found when doing this power carving is it actually takes a long time, so I'm going to speed up the footage for you so you don't have to wait around. So I might jump up to the big guns. This one is doing okay. I might see how it goes in a power drill. Okay, it's time to bring out the big boys. So let's see what we go with. So I'm not sure what the wattage is of my Ryobi power drill here, but it was definitely a lot quicker using this than the old Black & Decker. As you can see, that's going a lot better, so we'll just keep going with this. So this power carving process with the drill and the orb-shaped power carver took a lot longer than the angle grinder and the disc. So all up, probably a good couple of hours. So I'm not going to put you through the torment of me going through there. We're just going to skip to the end. Right, so I've never done this before, but I'm going to try to give this a fire coat. I've propped it up on a piece of concrete. I've got my bucket of water over here all ready, just in case things go horribly wrong. A towel as well to just sort of damp it down or put that fire out if it catches. So let's give this a go. Okay, number one tip, it's pretty windy, so I'll do it from this side. So in doing this process and seeing others do it online, I thought that it would be pretty straightforward, and wood being wood, it would kind of catch fire and burn itself, but it was actually a lot harder than I thought, and it took a while to actually dial in the right setting on my flame torch for this wood to start browning up. And it actually worked better when there was blue flame rather than this yellow flame that you can see currently on screen. I'm not sure if there's a scientific reason behind it, but once I had that kind of really hot blue flame going, then it burnt a lot better. So as you can see on screen, you can't see all that yellow flame anymore, and the burning process is going a lot better. So once I had this dialed in, then I was able to go around the whole artwork and darken that all up and burn it nicely. Now it never got to a stage where it was going to catch on fire, but it definitely darkened up. I really love this burnt look, and I'm definitely going to be doing it again on future projects. It did, however, take a lot longer than I thought once I had it dialed in, but the effects are pretty spectacular. I just really love it. Another thing I wasn't expecting was the fact that the wood actually warped. So once I'd finished burning it and I left it sit for a little while, I came back into the garage to find that it had warped upwards. Now the wood was still warm, so I managed to put a couple of clamps on either side of it, and by the next day it had sort of straightened itself out. So the final step, I'm just using some resin now, very similar to the previous video with the power carving, where I'm just putting resin, filling all those divots in with the resin, sort of scraping it so that the resin sits in the bottom of the divots and it doesn't really cover the top layer, to give that quite cool effect where you've got the black coming through and then underneath the black the colour. So I use 3 different colours here, this kind of plum colour, and I used a kind of a burnt orange colour along with some gold to go in the middle. So the pigments that I used here are actually mica powder from Kmart of all places. Really reasonably priced and designed to go on resin. They weren't designed to go on any of the other crafts that they had specifically for resin. And definitely the colours came out really well. So one of my learnings from doing the power carving in the week before's video was that I power carved right to the edge, and so with this piece what I tried to do by doing the carving was not go right to the edge, because that would therefore mean I didn't need to put any tape around it to keep the resin on the board. By having these divots not right to the edge, it meant that I could fill in the resin and not have it run all off the board. Obviously with these gloves it's a one-use process, so you do get resin all over the gloves while doing this kind of process where you just sort of spread the resin around and ensure that all those divots are filled. Hey, I got a quick favour to ask you. If you have made it this far in the video and you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not a subscriber to my channel already and you want to see more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can see each time I post videos. So the last colour that I want to overlay here is a gold. Now golds are quite tricky with mica powder, and sometimes they come out really great and other times they're a bit so-so. I didn't mind how this came out. I did try to get a little bit of gold to run both into that orange and into that plum colour, just to sort of give a bit of a different effect. I did kind of then go and smudge these in a bit, and I probably wish I had just left it as these kind of streaky lines and seeing how it would have merged. And here it is, the finished work. Time for that big reveal. I'm really proud with how this artwork has come out, especially since there's a number of things that I've tried for a first time here. So first off, this power carving. I hadn't used this power carving piece before, so that was really cool, and I love the texture that came out from using it. Secondly, the burning of the wood. I haven't used this technique either, so that was a good learning to understand how that works. And lastly, just putting these different colours along with the burnt wood and how that sort of shows up. I think next time I'll definitely be looking at some brighter colours to see if they can pop against the black there. So anyway, let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, keep creating.